All good. Hi, everyone. My name is Danny. I'm CTO at Parsiq, Web3 data platform. And I want to talk today a little bit about blockchain data and one of the possibilities of how it will further evolve and what kind of services and companies we actually expecting to see in this market. But before we get there, I want to kind of rant about these 3 points, like what's wrong with data in Web 2.0, how Web3 data is different, and how we can make the most of out of the Web3 data, because it is quite unique, especially comparing it to Web 2. It's not exactly what we are used to. So let's see. So what is wrong with the Web 2 data? And basically, I think you know the drill. You are being watched, and yeah, it mostly comes down to these 3 points. One of them being monopoly, it's censorship, because most of the Web 2 traffic, it belongs to a handful of platforms like Google, Twitter, Reddit, you name it. There is a handful of major companies that basically own the web. And another problem is that your data or content, your pictures, your posts, your articles, your research, it all belongs to these platforms. So you are not the owner, and that is a problem. And another problem is commercialization. And the funny thing is that you are not the part of this commercialization. Your data is. And your data has been made public domain. And the companies, they do take advantage. They sell this information. They sell this information to others. They hide behind like 100 pages of terms and conditions, just so you don't have a control over it. And yeah, how is the Web3 data actually differs from what we have with Web 2? So, as we all know, the Web3 data is decentralized, so it does not belong to any particular platform. It does not belong to Google. It does not belong to Facebook. It does not belong to Elon Musk or whoever. It belongs to the network, and while you still have at least one node running, you still have this information. Second thing is this data depersonalized. So the data on the blockchain, yeah, it's available publicly, it's available for everyone, but there is no direct connection to you. Well, unless you're a huge text user, so it can be, there is a ways to spy on you, right? And of course, the ownership. It is back to the users. You have your tokens, you have your non-fungible tokens. All of it belongs to you as a creator of this content. And the market, it keeps evolving, and we starting to see more use cases, and we personally talking to different companies that are trying to move stuff on chain, like big magazines and scientific magazines and these kinds of projects that are truly Web 2, but they are looking to the ways how to improve that and how to give the ownership back to the ones who do the job, do the research and everything. Okay, it all seems so cool. You know, we have a set of problems with Web 2, we kind of solving it with the Web 3, but is it all that simple? And let's just talk a little bit about the challenges for Web3 data that we have today. So yeah, decentralization comes with certain challenges, and that is because of the architecture of it, and because of these particular problems. One of them being infrastructure, and this is a huge pain point for many projects, especially for multi-chain projects, because they have to maintain infrastructure, they have to waste their resource, they have to waste their time and their money to maintain this infrastructure. Yeah, of course you can always outsource it to someone, but then with that you get the price. Another thing is that the amount of data on the blockchain is growing, and it will be only growing. And we have new chains appear, not daily, but on a regular basis. We keep getting new layer 1s, new layer 2s. I'm mostly, in this case, I'm talking about EVM because that is what we do. So talking about efficiency, let's say you have the infrastructure, you're managing the data, all the hustle, everything. Here comes the question of efficiency, because when you need to work with really big data sets, when you want to extract information on your protocols or on other protocols that have been around for a while, protocols like Uniswap, Compound, Aave, you name it, comes the problem of efficiency, because when you are looking to get tens or maybe even hundreds millions of events or function calls or whatever it is, it becomes pretty painful. The other, let's say, problem is uniqueness of protocols. So what EVM actually does for us is giving us like a framework to work with the data, but this is very low-level framework that is very different for every protocol. So it means that every protocol is unique, and the data inside these protocols, the business logic of this protocol, the business logic of how they actually manipulate this data, and what is meaningful, what is valuable, is different for every protocol. And of course, data interoperability. Sorry. So these two last. Let's go a little bit in details. Yeah, no time to sleep. Wake up. Okay. So what do we have here? So one of the challenges is, of course, the uniqueness of protocols, because every project, they do have their set of smart contracts. It can be one smart contract, it can be 10 smart contracts, or let's take Uniswap, it can be hundreds or thousands of smart contracts, because actually on Ethereum and on Uniswap version 2, there is more than 105,000 unique pairs in existence. And of course, they are more or less the same, but people still have a set of contracts. They have different events, different function calls, and all of it is actually meaningful for these protocols, because the fact that they have events is to actually collect the information on the protocol usage, on turnovers, on all sorts of stuff that's happening inside these protocols. And of course, every protocol, every set of smart contracts has unique internal or business logic that produces these events, and that that is different for every protocol. So what up with data interoperability? So we do have a lot of information. We have the Ethereum framework. We have it all. But what do we do with this? We actually should have an ability to make sense of this data, and it means that we have to know more or less in details how these protocols work. And if you have a really big protocol, it's once again take Uniswap version 2, version 3, take Kava, take Compound, whatever. They do have a lot of pools, a lot of everything. They have millions, they have hundreds of millions of events. So we gotta find a way to work with it all. And then, while you are actually busy building your on-chain functionality, you also have to have some way to conveniently work with this data. Because when you interact with your users, or where your users interact with you, you actually got to provide them with the interface with the information on your protocol, on current status, on the liquidity pools, on the TVLs, on everything. So you got to have a way to actually and easily extract this data from the blockchain. So now, having all these problems in mind, and ironically, these problems actually arouse for the product, for the protocols from the same categories. Even let's take NFT space, right? There is no general solution for everything, and there will probably never be one, because even if you take sort of maybe OpenSea, you take LuxRare, you take another platform, what they have is unique, and what information they have in transactions is unique for these protocols. So how do we actually work with it all? What will be the big thing for blockchain data? What actually will allow you to solve all the problems, and what is this solution that will allow you to actually be more user-friendly, be more developer-friendly? And yeah, what I think the future of the blockchain data is interpretation layer. And what I mean by that is that we need a layer, we need a solution that will allow you to easily manipulate this blockchain data without thinking about all affirmation, challenges and problems that we have with this blockchain data. And I think that, oops, sorry, too soon. So I think winning that data solution for the Web3, for crypto, for EVM is actually solutions that will be able to provide you, a network in a sense of protocol-specific ETLs, extract, transformation, load, pipelines, and the solution that will actually provide you with easy access APIs to all of this data, to this protocol-specific data for your particular protocol, or for more general purpose use cases like NFTs, FTs, DEXs, and this sort of stuff. So to achieve that, you actually need a project, a solution that has extensive blockchain expertise, data analysts, and set of products that is set to solve certain problems. And the challenges that we need to overcome to have this fancy interpretation layer for different protocols. And the challenges that we have for that is easy and fast access to raw blockchain data, because before you can do your ETLs, it all starts with the raw blockchain data and with actually easy way to extract this information from the chain, especially when we talk about millions and hundreds of millions events, because working with a node will be painful. Then, once again, you're a DApp, you decentralized protocol, so you don't want to take care of some things. And one of these things, like where do you deploy, where do you do your interpretation and transformation of this information, you don't want to think about it. You also don't want to think where will you be storing the outputs of these transformations, and you don't want to think about how to provide access there. You are decentralized protocol and you don't want to care about your silly Web2 things, right? And another thing is that is probably one of the most important here is the data consistency and reliability, because when you make decisions based on your data, you want to be sure that the data that you operate with is actually legit. It made it to the blockchain. It never dropped off of the blockchain. So yeah, you want to be sure it reached some confirmation level, just because some blockchains have deeper reorgs, some have smaller. So you just want to be sure. So this is something that the data platform for Web3 should have. So an easy way to actually do your protocol-specific custom APIs without thinking about anything, maybe just specifying your contracts, your events, and then you just get the easy way to access your data, because it is not easy to pull it off of the node, of the blockchain, and it's even harder to actually operate with this data. And this is basically what we do. In Parsiq, we trying to solve all these problems for you, and we have a line of products that will allow you to do all these things without actually thinking about all the problems that you have behind. And we have the lineup of 3 products that I just want to quickly mention. Is Tsunami API for the raw data. We have concept of data lakes, and actually an SDK to easily create your interpretation level just by specifying some parameters like contracts, event hashes, event seek hashes, and all this sort of information. And we also do take care of access and storage of your data with data hubs, so you don't need to think about it. You can store all of your protocols information on our site and give an easy way to access for your front ends or for developers building on top of you. And of course, problems of consistency and reliability have been taken care of. Yeah, this is generally what I had. Yeah, if you have any questions, just catch me off the stage. And if you are interested more in our offering, just come to parsiq.net and talk to us. Thank you, everyone.